Okay, so here's what I'd like us to do. You have your choice. We're either going to do the breath with knees bent, or if you prefer, put a bolster or blankets underneath your knees, because that's going to make it easier to feel the movement through the core. So here we go, coming down. Oh, I've got to choose different colors for my pants. All right, you guys, I hope everybody can see I'm sinking into the background a little bit more than I thought I would. All right, so as we come into our breath this morning, what we're looking for is someplace where we can feel that lower lumbar spine, feel it gently extend and flex. So however that is best for you, whether it's with knees bent or whether it's some bolstering underneath the knees. Then what I want you to do is I want you to take both hands and place them over that low belly. So pretty much I want you to find the front area of your hip bones and then let them lay across in that place. And the thumbs can come up a little bit higher so that they're resting on the belly button. Fingers can overlap. If you can do this without falling asleep, you're more than welcome to close your eyes. And what I want you to do with these first few cycles of breath is just allow your body to breathe you. So without making any change in the breath, just feel how your body moves in its breath from this plane of gravity. And you're just allowing your body to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And just let your body move as it wants to move. And then when you feel ready, once you've connected into how your body feels today, how it's wanting to move, we're going to go back to our diaphragmatic breath where we start with the low belly and then we breathe all the way up to underneath the collarbone. And we'll do 5 cycles of that. So starting again at the low belly, taking a deep inhale. Letting it travel all the way through the solar plexus and then all the way up to underneath the collarbone. And then as you exhale, allowing it to release and ease from underneath the collarbone to the solar plexus and then back down to the low belly. And then again. Filling your entire trunk with breath. Exhaling and releasing. This time as you inhale, when you get to the top of the inhale, I invite you to just allow your body to pause for 1 to 2 counts. And then take it down into your exhale. And then again, deep inhale. And now with these last 2 cycles of breath, still pausing at the top, 1 to 2 counts, I want you to really focus on activating these belly muscles to really draw in and up at the end of the breath. So really begin to feel them engage. And then again, deep inhale. Letting everything release, filling through the low belly, filling up through the solar plexus and all the way up to underneath the heart. Pausing at the top. And then exhaling, coming from the top down to the bottom, and then having that strong engagement through that lower abdominal core. Now, this time when you inhale, I invite you to see if you can continue to keep this low belly activated. So you're going to breathe from the belly button above. So deep inhale. Continue to keep your hands on that low belly so that you can see if you can feel the contraction. Pause at the top for 1 to 2 counts and take this moment to really connect into that low belly and the engagement. And then exhale, coming from the top down. And then again, deep inhale. Pause at the top for 1 to 2 counts, reconnect with that low belly, and then when you're ready, exhale. And then one more time, deep inhale. Engage. And exhale. Now I want you to allow everything to relax. Take another deep, full breath, this time allowing that low belly to expand. Feel it expand to the front so strongly that your body creates a really gentle, beautiful arch through the lumbar spine. And then as you exhale, gently allow that arch to release. And then again, deep inhale. Filling that low belly, allowing your body to find that arch. And then exhale. And then one more time, deep inhale. This time as you exhale, at the end of the exhale, when you're all the way down to that low belly, really engage strongly. And again, now we're going to hold this, moving back into Ujjayi, your upward lifting breath. Deep inhale. Breathing from the belly button above. And then exhale, letting it come from the letting it come from underneath the collarbone all the way back down to the low belly. And then again, deep inhale, holding that low belly, feeling that engagement. And exhale. And then one more time, deep inhale. Pause and exhale. And then next breath, full deep diaphragmatic breath. Let everything go, deep inhale. Let that low belly fully expand on the inhale. And then as you exhale, let it come from the top down. Feel that gentle engagement. Deep inhale. Exhale. And just begin to notice how things are starting to change in your body. One more time, deep inhale. Okay. From here, we're going to go ahead and let our hands come palms facing down, resting over our heart, letting our eyes gently close. We're going to use this plane of gravity to really feel the vibration as we sing the sound of ah, the sound of oh, and then the sound of mm. On that fourth breath, I invite you to place everything into your heart, to set your intent for what you most want or desire from today's practice. So when you're ready, deep, full belly breath, inhale. Ah. And then when you're ready, eyes are still closed, gently release the arms. If you have bolster or blankets underneath your legs, please move them away. Allow your eyes to gently open again as long as that feels comfortable, or you can keep them closed. What we're going to do next is we're going to begin by placing and crossing that left ankle over the right. And then with our breath, we're going to inhale, bring the arms up over the head. And I want you to gently take that right hand and wrap it around the left wrist. And just very gently, I want you to begin to open into that left side. So you're going to just think of yourself as like a little crescent moon. So you're going to begin to curl yourself over to your right. And breathe as deeply as you can into the left. You're going to leave as much bend as you need through the elbows. This is much more about opening into the center of the body or the trunk. If it feels comfortable and you'd like to increase the stretch and the opening through the lower part of the body, you can allow the legs to float a little bit more over to the right. So all you're doing is creating a complete crescent moon through your entire body. Breathing here. Observing where you might be feeling tightness. Deep, full breath. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. And then gently, slowly, allow your body to unwind and straighten back out. Unlace the legs. Release the arms if you need to. You can bend back into the knees to readjust everything to make sure that you're starting again at neutral. And once you've readjusted, go ahead and allow that right leg to slide at the ankle on top of the left. You're going to inhale your arms back over your head. This time your left hand is going to hold on to your right wrist. And again, we're going to go ahead and just create a little bit of a crescent moon. You can start with your trunk, noticing how that feels. Deep, full body breath. Getting spacious and opening into the center of the body. Using that deep diaphragmatic breath. And now if you want to increase the opening a little bit more through the lower body, you can gently work the legs a little bit more over to the left. So the center of the body really is creating that crescent shape. Breathe, just notice where you're feeling this. And at the end of the exhale, gently, slowly release, unwind the trunk, unwind the legs. Gently bend back into the knees. So now we're going to begin a little bit more core work, but we're going to start playing with the hips. So we're going to practice flexing the hips, which means keeping a bend in the knees and drawing the hips towards you. And then as you exhale, lengthening and squeezing the glutes as you allow the hips to move away without having the toes touch. Okay. So, one of the things that we're going to practice here is we're going to practice working with our Ujjayi breath. Now, there's one more piece to the Ujjayi. If it feels like that's too much to think about today, just focus on keeping the low belly engaged. If you feel like you want to try doing two things at one time, the second part of the Ujjayi breath is to gently constrict the throat, the back of the throat, called the glottis, and it's a gentle snoring noise. It sounds a little bit like Darth Vader. So before we start, I want you just to take a couple moments to practice to see if it's something that you like. And the reason why we do this is that it's really good at not only lengthening the inhale, but lengthening the exhale. And it also acts to really help cool the breath down. So as you're here, you're going to take a deep inhale through the nose. And I want you to, as you take that inhale, just tighten the back of your throat a little bit. Fill your body with breath. And then as you exhale, you stay constricted through the throat. And you push the breath out. Again, deep inhale, just working on the throat. And exhale. And just take a moment to observe if you can actually feel how much longer your breath becomes as you inhale and exhale. You guys, please remember this is a practice. I'm not looking for anything to be perfect. This is just a place to play. So one more time, gently closing off the back of the throat a little bit. And then exhaling that breath. Now, if that feels like that's too much, don't worry about it today. Just focus on keeping the core engaged. If you feel like you'd like to put both together, please do. So take a deep inhale, your choice, whether you tighten your throat or not. Really let the belly expand. As you exhale, coming from the top down at the end, I want you to engage that low belly. Come up onto your toes, draw the knees together, and you're going to continue to breathe, keeping that low belly really strongly engaged. You're going to gently bring the hips and the knees towards your chest without completing the action. When you're ready, as you exhale, you're still engaging through the front, but I want you to begin squeezing through your glutes. And very slowly, very gently, lowering your legs towards the floor. At the end of the exhale, you're going to inhale again, still coming from a strong core. Bring those upper legs back towards you. At the top, you're going to squeeze through your glutes, still keeping that low belly engaged, and gently work your way back towards the floor. And then one more time, deep inhale. Bringing the hips and the thighs towards you. Really feeling that core engagement. And then exhale. Still keeping that core engaged. Gently allowing. This time you can allow the toes and the feet to touch and let it relax. Take a moment, allow everything to soften. And allow everything to soften again. We're going to take just a moment. This is going to be a gentle twist. Let your legs come out a little bit wider than hip distance. We're going to start by rolling ourselves over to the left so that right knee and leg are going to get dipped down. Left leg is going to float open. The right hip is going to come up and off a little bit. That's fine. Just breathe. It's very gentle, just waking ourselves up. And then gently release. Bring it back up. And when you're ready, gently twisting to the other side. So this time allowing the right leg to float out as that left hip rises and that left knee comes in towards the center. And again, this isn't so much about how deep it is, you're just looking to find a comfortable space. And then gently, slowly release, bringing it back up. Moving into the left side. I want you to draw the knee in towards the chest and then gently bring the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. Let the hands slide along the inside. So we're just moving into a gentle half blissful baby. Your knee can still be bent on the right side or it can be long. It's completely up to what feels best for you. Breathe deeply here. And now from here, what I invite you to do is you're going to change hands. So instead of the left hand wrapping over the left foot, the right hand is going to take the foot. The left hand is going to come to the outside of that left knee. You can then slide that right hand so that it comes up to the lateral side of the knee to join. Still working to keep as much of the back of the pelvis on the mat. Bring that left knee and thigh over towards the right until you feel that yumminess. Again, what we're looking for is a sensation that feels good. Now, if you choose, you can take this into an isometric stretch. So what I want you to do is I want you to squeeze through those glutes, fire along the lateral hamstring and lateral quadricep, gently pressing that knee into your hands. And breathe. 2 more cycles of breath. And then gently let it relax. Bring it back a little bit to the outside of the lateral part of your trunk. Interlace your fingers, either just below the kneecap or behind the thigh. And gently draw the knee in towards the shoulder a little bit. And then gently release that leg. As that left leg releases, gently bend into the right. And bend into that right knee. Bring the sole of the right foot up. Right hand slides along the inside. Beautiful, you guys. Beautiful, very nice. And again, left leg can be long, left leg can be bent. Please follow what feels best for you. One more cycle of breath. From here, gently bring the foot, sole of the foot in just a little bit. Let that left hand hold on to the foot. Let that right hand come to the lateral side of the knee. Begin to bring that right leg across the torso until you feel the stretch. Then release that left hand. Let it interlace to join on the lateral side, the outside of that right knee. Breathing into that stretch. And then again here, if you choose, you can take this into an active stretch, an isometric stretch. So take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, squeeze those muscles, press them into the palms, getting everything to fire. And then gently let it relax. Going back into a relaxed passive stretch. And then finally, allowing the knee to come back out to the outer edge of the trunk. You can either interlace the fingers just below the kneecap or place them underneath on the back of the thigh. Please do what feels best for you and your body. And then gently, slowly, allow that to release. Lengthen the leg. Take a moment to absorb. Allow your hands to come down by your side. Still breathing that belly breath. One more cycle of breath. Feeling the change in your body. And then gently bending into the knees. Drawing both knees into the chest. Hands can either come in between the knees and the thigh, or they can come over the knees. Please do what feels best. Give yourself that gentle hug. Feel the opening through the back of the body. Do whatever fidgets, whatever small movements feel best for your body. And then gently roll yourself onto your side. Press yourself up back into a seated position. Beautiful, you guys. Okay, waking everything up. I'm working to make us move in a very more open, everything that we're going to use. Okay, yay. So that way you guys really do like me at the end of class. Okay, here we go. So the next thing we're going to do is I'd like you to take your blocks. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to wake up our shoulder blades, our little wings. So how high you place your blocks is completely up to you. Remember, we've got 3 sides of blocks, which means that we have 3 different heights. You can take the wide and the low, you can go middle, or you can go high. So please take what's going to feel best for you. Place your hands on the blocks and then step yourself back so that you are in a variation of tabletop. Okay, everybody good right there? Okay, so before we do anything with our shoulder blades, let's just do a couple of rounds of cow and cat, and I want you to do this in your breath. So what you're going to do is that as you inhale, filling your belly, I want you to allow that belly to sink towards the floor so that you create just a gentle arch through the spine. And then I want you to breathe your heart through your arms. Your arms are remaining straight so that you can begin to feel that opening through your front abdominals. So this would be through your abdominis rectus. And then as you exhale, you're going to reverse the curve. So you're gently going to allow the hips to drop and come forward, and then pressing down through the hands, lift and separate into the shoulders, tucking the chin high up and into the chest. And let's just do one more round. Just beginning to wake up the spine, different plane of gravity. So before we had the ground to act as our support, now we're moving through air. And then gently coming back. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do little shoulder push-ups. So what this means is that our arms are going to stay straight, and you're going to let the chest come down just a little bit, and you're going to begin to squeeze the inner edges of your shoulders. So the arms stay straight, you're squeezing through the shoulders, and then you're going to gently release that and allow the shoulder blades to come around to the edges of the chest, the outer edges, so you're opening into the back, okay? So it's very small movement. And then again, gently begin to retract and draw those shoulder blades together, which is going to push the front of the rib cage forward into the floor. Your arms are remaining long. You're squeezing those inner edges of the shoulder blades together. And then when you're ready, you're going to relax that. Let the shoulder blades slide so that you can create space in between the shoulder blades. So what we're doing is just a very modified cat and cow. And now one more time, take a deep inhale and feel those inner edges of the shoulder blades work to draw together. And as they draw together, even though your arms are straight, they move and pull the front of your chest, so the front of your rib cage, a little bit towards the floor, and arms stay straight. Good. And then exhale. Release that. Okay. Are we good? Do we want to do one more? One more? One more. Okay, we'll do one more. So deep inhale, keeping the arms straight. You may get a little bit of a bend through your lumbar spine. That's fine. We're placing the focus right now on just squeezing those inner edges of the shoulder blades together. And then exhale, pushing down through the hands and letting that space separate. Beautiful, you guys. Okay, here we go. Coming up to knees. Grab your strap. So if hips to heels is not your favorite pose, you can do this either from standing at the knees, or you can come all the way back down onto the cushion, okay? So it's up to you. Grab your strap. Please take what feels best. You can either hold on to the strap just like this with thumbs under and hands over, or if you want a little bit of resistance, you're going to wrap the strap. Get it shoulder width or a little bit more. I'm a twisty, turny mess today. Okay, good. There we go. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Oh. Now, allow them to come back if your shoulders are up at your ears for this little part, that's fine. Breathe. Just feel the opening in between the armpits. Then gently bend into the elbows and slide those shoulder blades down your back. So I want you to pull here through the bottom of the shoulder blade. Good. Let it relax. Inhale back up. And again, exhale, slide those shoulder blades down and then gently bend into the elbows. Beautiful. Good. Waking everything up. And then inhale, let it release. Take a deep inhale right here. And then just gently swing yourself over to the right, allowing that left side to open. And breathe. Oh. Really shift all the way down through the hips into that left side. I promise you're not going to fall over. Beautiful, you guys. Inhale, bring it back up. And exhale, let's take this over now. Shifting over to the left, letting the hips come over to the right. And breathe. Deep, full breath. Take a moment to really observe how the body's feeling in all the different bits. And then inhale, bring it back up. Good. And let's come down. Okay, you guys, now we're going to wake up our quadriceps. So for this part, what you're going to do is you are going to take a blanket. I'm going to face to the side so that you can see, well, no, we'll start at the front. But I want you to be able to see what it is that we're doing, okay? I'm going to change the camera angle. There we go. Okay. All right. So, you guys, believe it or not, bending is actually a little bit of a complex movement. So, I want you to take your blanket right here. You may need two. So, I want you to find what feels best. Okay, so this is going to entail a little bit of play for you guys. You're going to place the back side of your foot. Let's see if I can adjust this so that you can see. The back side, the back half, right? So the heel and the back half of the foot on the blanket, and the front half or the ball of the foot in your toes on the floor. And right here, before we do anything, just take a minute and practice spreading your toes a little bit. So there's an interesting thing that happens. So because when we hinge, right? So it's like, so here we are, we're back at how do we handle a forward fold? So if you think about it, you're hinging at your hip, which means that you need to be using your hip flexors, which is your core. So what I want you to do is find that Ujjayi breath, take a deep inhale, exhale, draw it in. Get it engaged, and then I want you just to very gently begin to come forward just a little bit and hinge through the hip, okay? Now, as you bring yourself up, you're actually extending, which means that, guess what? Your glutes are supposed to fire first, then your hamstrings and your little erector or spinae muscles. So, as you get ready, still use your core, because guess what? Remember, when we use our core, it helps us fire our glutes, squeeze through those glutes, and pull yourself back up, okay? When we move, believe it or not, that's how it's supposed to work. I don't know for how many of us it actually works that way, but that's what's supposed to happen, okay? So let's do that one more time. So take a deep inhale, Really expand, exhale, draw it in, find that low belly, get that core engaged, and then once the core is engaged, hinge gently from the hips. There you go. Good. Keep drawing that core up and in. Now, from here, you're going to keep that ujjayi, that low belly engaged, but now I also want you to squeeze through your glutes, and bring yourself back up. Okay? How many of you got shaky shake just doing that? I do. It's like if I'm really working on firing, it's like, oh, good God, really? Seriously, so much work. So here's what I want you to do. Because we're learning something new, as you go through your day, allow it to be an explicit movement, meaning that you're not going to take it and just let it be subconscious. Physically activate and think about, like, say, for example, you've got to pick something up off the floor. Think about how you're moving as you do that, okay? The next part is, so quadriceps, it's really interesting. Quadriceps are, their job is to extend the knee, right? That's their job. Core, and there's one quadricep muscle that's in charge of hip flexion, right? Got it, okay? And then, right, you've got the extension of the knee. That's the quadricep muscle. There you go, okay? Does that make sense? All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna play with, as we bend, when do our quadriceps really begin to fire? It's a legit question. Because as we're coming down, guess what? As we move into the squat, everything in the back gets eccentric, which means that everything in the front needs to fire. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to place your hands on the tops of your thighs this time. Guess what? We're still going to use our core a little bit because we're going to end up hinging at the hips as we come down. So take that deep inhale, feel that belly expand. Exhale, draw it in. Get nice and strong through the core. Let the hands come to rest on the tops of the thighs, and very gently, very slowly, begin to bring yourself down until you feel the quadriceps fire. And you'll know the quadriceps are firing because you'll probably feel them start to burn a little bit, and they'll be like, oh my God, these are your quadriceps. So everybody meet your quadriceps. We love them. It doesn't matter how far down you go, but I want you to feel that this is your quadricep. Now, to bring yourself up, you're still holding through the core, being strong, but now I want you to squeeze through the glutes, press down through the feet, and lift yourself all the way back up. Woo! How'd that feel, everybody? Good? Okay, guess what? We're gonna do it one more time. Come from the core. Deep inhale. I guess we're warming Bonnie up. She's opening up her doors. Exhale. Draw up and in. Hands to the top of the thighs. Gently, slowly. You're going to use your core. Bend into the knees. When you feel those quadriceps, then pause. Breathe. Where's your core? As soon as you came down here, did the core get really soft and go, I don't want to do it anymore? Bring it back. Ask it to work. Okay, and now here we go. Now squeeze through the glutes. Engage through that core. Oh, push all the way back up. Woo! How are we doing? Okay. So getting the muscles to like actually fire the way they're supposed to and not in our maybe mildly dysfunctional way takes a lot of effort. From here, we're just going to play a minute and we're going to work into our feet. So this is easy. Hands to the hips and inhale up onto the toes. There we go. And we're just going to hang out here for a minute. Let our body get a little bit of a stretch, a little bit of opening. This is why we've got the blankie, and then gently, slowly bring it down. From here, if you can, one at a time, pull
the toes up towards your face. So this is called dorsiflexion. And let that relax, switch to the other foot, pull that one a little bit higher. Good, and let it relax. Okay, are we good? Yes? Awesome. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Now we're gonna move into moon salutation. Go team. I think we have appropriately warmed everything up. So let's move everything out of the way. You're going to come towards the front of the mat, whichever your front is, okay? All right, take a deep, big breath of joy. Inhale all the way up, palms touch, exhale, bring it down to the heart. And as you're here, take a moment, do a little fidget, make sure that the feet are in alignment the way you like them. Let the hands come down by the side, take another deep inhale. Exhale. One more time, deep inhale. And this time I want you to take your right hand and grab your left wrist. Feel this right here. Now, I want you to feel the bottom edge of the shoulder blade draw down. So that way you have some space. Take another deep inhale, even with the bottom portion of the shoulder blade drawing down. Exhale, roll yourself over to the right and allow the hips to float out to the left. Moving into half moon variation, Ardha Chandrasana. Breathe. And then inhale, bring it back up. Change sides. Left hand now holds on to the right wrist. Again, feel those bottom edges of the shoulder blades draw down. And then when you're ready, lengthen, rolling yourself over to the left and allow that right side to open. Inhale. Exhale. Allow the arms to come down. Bring them to the hip. Leading with that right foot, I want you to take a very large step back and then pivot so that you are facing your front, okay? All right, so from here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna come up onto the balls of the toes and allow the heels to come in. Okay, we're gonna move into goddess pose. So remember all this work that we just did, we're now gonna do it from this position. So take a deep inhale, fill the belly. As you exhale, draw it in, and then gently bend into the knees. Breathe here. One more breath. Want you to now, holding in that core, squeeze through the glutes, straighten the legs. Beautiful, you guys, that's awesome. From here, you're gonna take both feet, bring them forward. Inhale, triangle, Trikonasana, or also known as star pose. And here's what I want you to do. Turn your palms facing forward. Take a moment, and then I want you to take those inner edges of the shoulders, squeeze them together. Let them relax. Turn the palms back down. Taking your left foot, Pivot that so the toes are now facing towards the edge of the mat. Okay, you're going to take this right hip, push it out towards the right. Lengthen. Let your arm on the left come down to the knee, and then inhale that right arm up, moving into triangle. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. Deep, full breath. From here, I want you to sweep that right arm down. Now, you're going to pivot through the hips. So you've got your hands on the hips. Draw that right hip down. Adjust your stance. So you may need to bring this right foot out a little bit more and in a little bit more. I want you so that both hips are facing forward. Got that? Beautiful. Ladies, you all look fabulous. Exhale. Again, we're going to fold. So I want you to engage through the core first. So deep inhale. Exhale, drawing up and in. Gently begin to hinge. Now you're only going to go as far forward as feels comfortable for this left hamstring. You guys, please, please, please make sure that you are feeling this through the center of the muscle, not at either of the origin and insertion points, you guys. From here, you are now going to bend into this left knee. Let the hands release and gently, slowly, if they need to stay on the knee to support, that's fine. What you're going to do is you're going to adjust. I'm doing this really slow. Come on to those right toes, bend into the knee, and come down. Beautiful. Look at you guys go. Good using of the chairs. So from here, we're going to move ourselves into a lunge. You can either stay high lunge or you can bring your hands down and do low lunge. It doesn't matter. Please choose what feels best for you at this moment. Breathe. Making sure that you're taking care of that right knee. Very nice. Okay, here we go. We're going to go into Spider-Man pose. Are you ready? Hands are going to come to the inside of that left foot. Got it? Curl underneath the right toes. Lift up. Pivot. So now we're doing side lunge. Let me do that again. You start here. Hands come to the inside. Curl underneath those right toes. Lift up. Walk the hands so that you're moving back to the front. Pivot on the feet. That means that this left foot is going to pivot towards the front. The right foot is going to ground down. Side lunge. Look at you go. Beautiful, you guys. You can come onto your heel if that's what feels best. Moving into our big adductor muscles. Beautiful. All right, here we go. You're going to do a little bit of Spider-Man, Spider-Woman. Everybody is going to get to pretend that they are spider people today. Ground back down into that right leg. Bend into the knee. Hands are going to walk across. Oh, and then here we go. We've got the other side. Go, team. Breathe. Beautiful. You got it. Love it. I bet y'all didn't think that we'd be spider people at like 9:30 in the morning, did you? Okay, here we go. Now, we're going to pivot into a lunge on this side. That means left foot comes down. You may need to lift your hips up a little bit. Come onto the toes, walking, so that you are now facing. Your left leg is forward, or your right leg is forward, and your left leg is back. So here, you can either keep both hands in, you can bring that right hand to the outside, or you can come up into a high lunge. Please take what feels best. And breathe. Lovely. Everybody looks fabulous. Are we having fun yet? Breathe. Y'all are looking, no? Looking very serious. Okay, here we go. Hands are going to come down either side. Let it be to the fingertips. Curl underneath those left toes. Lift the leg. You are going to take as many hops forward as you need to with that left leg. 1, 2, 3. So that now you're facing forward and your hips are up in the air. Oh, look at you go. Beautiful. Again, you want to make sure that you're feeling this in the center of the hamstring. From here, oh, guess what? We're going to start straightening, which means start squeezing through the glute. Use that core. Bring yourself up halfway. Hands are to the hips. Deep, full breath. Okay, from here, we're going to use our core and squeeze through the glutes to bring us upright. Carefully, gently, slowly. All right, this left leg may need to, you're going to bend into the right knee a little bit. Step that left leg open. Right toes are still facing forward. Okay, arms are going to come back out. Palms are facing open. Again, I want you to take a moment, take those inner edges of the shoulder blades, squeeze. Turn your palms down, let them relax and stretch. This time, left hip. Move deep into that left side. Right hand comes down, rests just behind the right knee. Left arm comes up. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Breathe. Here we go. Lead with those left fingertips. Bring yourself all the way up. There we go. Let the hands come back to the hips. Right toes, they need to point forward now. Take a moment, make sure, pause here. Inhale the arms back to star. Again, take a moment, squeeze those inner glutes, or those inner shoulder blades. And now from here, release the hands, let them come to the hips. Pivot so that your toes are facing out, heels are in, 45-degree angle. Use your core. Exhale, bend into the knees. Take it down to where you feel your quadriceps. There we go, good. We love our quads. Make them work. The more the quadriceps work, the more stable our knees. One more breath. Squeeze through the glutes. Use the core. Strain the legs. Hands come back to the hips. Take a moment and pivot one more time. Right toes facing towards the front of the mat. You can sidestep this left leg a little bit forward. And now gently step in and hop back. Now you're on the opposite end of the mat. One more time, deep inhale. This time I want you to go ahead and take that right or that left wrist around your right hand. Exhale. Gently roll yourself over to the left, moving into that right side. And then inhale, bring yourself up. Change hands. Right hand now wraps around the left. Inhale. Exhale. Float the torso over to the right. There you go. Let your arms come over to the right and the torso over to the left. Breathe. Gently, slowly release. Inhale up. Exhale, sweep the arms down. One more time, deep, full inhale. Arms come all the way up. Palms touch. Exhale. Thumbs to the heart point on the sternum. Breathe. Gently, slowly release. Very lovely, ladies. How are y'all feeling? That was gorgeous. Good. Okay, so I want you to grab your chairs. We're going to do a seated twist. And then I think it's about time for us to come back down to our mats. Yep. Okie dokie. Back to the chairs. Making sure that you're on the front edge. Let's check in with our necks. We've done an awful lot today through the entire body. So let's make sure that we have happy necks. So when you're ready, gently, slowly allow that left ear to roll towards that left shoulder. And just explore what's happening on this right side. Breathe. Feel the body soften. We've done a lot of really deep work today. When you're ready, I want you to take the left hand, bring it on top and over the head so that the fingers are pointing towards the ear. See if just very softly you can open in just a little bit more. So all you're doing right now is just adding some extra body weight to create a little bit more opening. If your body says yes, you can move this into an isometric movement so that when you're ready, as you exhale, gently press the head into the hand. Just to wake things up proprioceptively. And from a neuromuscular standpoint, waking everything up. Things get so bound in our necks that it's really easy for them to kind of go unconscious. They do a lot. Gently, slowly release. Bring the head up. Release the hand. Take a moment, just feel the difference on that right side. And then when you're ready, exhale. Gently bring that right ear towards that right shoulder. And just explore what's going on the left side now. And then when you're ready, take your right hand, bring it up and over the head. Before you do anything, just let that additional weight, see what that does for your neck. So you're not pulling, you're just adding the weight of the hand and the arm. Now, if your body says that it would like, you'll take this into an isometric stretch. So take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, gently press the head into your hand. Keep breathing. And then gently, slowly bring the head up and then release the hand. Okay. And just kind of let the shoulders roll, head and neck, and just notice how everything is feeling. Good. Very nice. Okay. We're going to begin the twist towards the left. So what I invite you to do is allow this left hip to come back a little bit, right hip to come forward a little bit. Take that right arm, deep inhale, bring it up. Exhale. When you've gone as far as is comfortable, allow that right hand to come to the outside of the left leg. Okay, from here, you guys, sorry, I'm thinking 2 steps ahead. What I want you to do before we do any more depth in the twist, I want you to connect into this left side of your trunk, right? And I want you to see if you can access. So you're going to take your left hand and just place it on the back of the chair. I want you to see if you can access those left trunk muscles and squeeze. And just notice if you can access them and you can squeeze them, how that changes the sensation of the twist. So we're going to not necessarily worry about the rib cage, our thoracic spine, or our neck, our cervical spine today. I want you just to focus on accessing these left muscles through the left side of the trunk. But you got to keep breathing. So if you are accessing them, but you're holding your breath, see if you can add your breath into the movement. And notice how when you access these trunk muscles on the left, everything relaxes now on the right. And then gently, slowly release that. You're going to inhale, float that right arm back up, and let it lead you so that you come back to center. And just kind of notice how that changed the twist for you. Okay? So now we're going to come to the other side. So this time, your right side is going to come back a little bit. Right hip is going to come back. Left hip is going to come forward a little bit. Take that deep inhale, lengthen with the left arm. And as you exhale, gently, slowly twist to the left. Lower that left hand and let it come to the outside of the right thigh. Your right hand is just going to lightly, lightly, lightly hold on to the back of the chair. And just breathe here and take a moment to feel the sensation of how the twist feels without any kind of activity. Now, if you can, I want you to see if you can access these right trunk muscles. Squeeze them. And just notice as you squeeze what this does to the twist. And breathe. Keep breathing. You might find that it's easier for you to access one side of your trunk than it is the other, and that's okay. Really focus on activating this right side of the trunk muscles. Breathe, and then let it relax. Inhale. Float that left arm up. Let it lead you all the way back. And do a little wiggle. Really move in. Oh, yeah. Okay. You guys, our bodies are not used to being used like this. So it's okay if everything feels really odd. One more time before we move into our final relaxation. Here we go. See if you can do this without grabbing onto your leg and see how long you can let your spine remain. Pick up, the knee is bent, but pick that quadricep up. Use that core, put it back down. Now I want you to fire through the core first. So take a deep inhale, exhale, squeeze, pick the leg up. Does it feel a little bit easier if you've engaged your core first? Let it come down. Let it relax. Let your hands come to the chair's sides and then just squeeze those inner edges of the shoulder blades together. Oh, taking just a really gentle back bend here. Okay, and then let that release. Again, squeeze. First of all, don't squeeze through the core. And now I want you to take that left leg and lift that left leg. Notice how that feels. Let it come down. Now, inhale. Exhale. Squeeze into that low belly. Keep breathing. Keep squeezing into that low belly. And now lift the leg to feel just a little bit easier. What we're looking for, yeah. Let it come back down. Good. One more time, let the hands come behind. Squeeze those inner edges of the shoulder blades together. Yumminess, yumminess. And then let everything relax. Do a little wiggle. Move everything on the chair. Oh, good. Now we get to come down back onto our mats. Go team. So move the chair. You can use this for your final relaxation if you like, and put your legs up the chair. I feel like everybody deserves it. Y'all worked very hard today. Getting things to access is a little challenging. There we go. Okay. So come on down. All right, we're going to move into our final relaxation. Again, if it feels appropriate for you, you're going to swing your legs up on your chair and you're going to let your final relaxation be right here. If you don't need that and want to move into your full savasana, please feel free to do that. Okay? So just make sure that you're comfy. Let your arms come down by your sides. Let's take 3 full diaphragmatic breaths. At the end of your 3rd full diaphragmatic breath, I want you to squeeze everything so that we can make sure that there is no part of your body that is going to hold on to any tension at all. So I want you to squeeze your toes, squeeze your calves, squeeze your thighs, your hamstrings, your glutes, your core, your trunk, your shoulders, your arms, your face. Squeeze it all. And then let it relax. Take another deep inhale, and as you exhale, gentle ha sound. And again, deep inhale. One more time. And just gift yourself the next several cycles of breath, a space where you let your body breathe you. Let the ground and the mat hold you. And feel a deep softness and deep surrender. Gently, slowly, begin to find your way back. Start with fingers and toes, hands and feet, and allow them to make whatever movements feel best and most natural. Then gently, when you're ready, allow the knees
to allow the breath to come back into the body. And as you take a full deep inhale and a full deep exhale, allow your arms to come up over your head and stretch. Oh, bringing in that fresh deliciousness, that fresh life, that fresh oxygen. And then gently draw the knees high into the chest. Wrap your arms around, giving yourself a big, gentle hug. And then from there, with your eyes still closed, your breath still soft, roll yourself over onto your side and gently come back to seated posture. Let your hands come to prayer, your thumbs come to the heart place on your sternum. You guys, thank you so very much. I honor the divine in you, that is the divine in me, that is the divine in all of us. Namaste, and may the blessings be. Thank you, Trish.